Say what you like. Turning against one is simply not the kind of odds I fancy. Also, did you guys see we gained a +1 intelligence? I think we picked the right decision. I whisper a dark spell softly to the shadows of the forest, and they respond, leaping to me and cloaking me in a veil of darkness. Okay. We do have like an affinity, or hang on, so I'm just gonna plug in my phone. We do have an affinity for all types of magic. So, yeah, I mean, might as well use it. Careful not to make a noise, I plunged through the forest, leaving behind me the heat of the burning carriage and the laughter of the gloating mercenaries. As I run through the silent woods, I empty my mind and begin murmuring another spell, this time of navigation. When the final syllable leaves my lips, the sights, smells, and sounds of the forest flood into my mind. Momentarily overcome, I have to check my pace. Clutching my burning neck and closing my eyes, I reach out with my mind to get a sense of my surroundings. The trees, from the roots to the tips of their leaves, and the animals, from the owl-hidden branches to the panther lying amongst the brush, I see, or rather feel, them all. And they are awake and brimming with fear. Oh! The explosion seems to have startled the nearby wildlife for miles around and has triggered a series of fight or flight reactions. Ooh! For the most part, the animals have scurried away from the scene, but the most curious of them are already venturing towards the side of the explosion. At the other end of my consciousness, I can sense the thugs standing around the inferno, boasting of their false accomplishments. And almost right next to me, the shining radiance of pure magic. I open my eyes and blink. An innocuous-looking wooden crate leans against a withered tree a few paces from where I am standing. I walk over and swiftly pry open the lid. Even in the darkness, I can make out the smooth, dark red stones piled within. Floction. Fire Floction. I hope that's how I pronounce it. I see. They didn't have time to make use of you, did they? Ooh, I muttered to myself as I crammed my pockets with the Floction. We were supposed to come by tomorrow morning, not tonight. If I had stuck to the original plan and spent the night at the inn, the mercenaries would have had enough time to bury the rest of the Floction under the ambush site, greatly amplifying the power of the explosion. If they had managed to do that, even my quick-thinking guard captain and my levitation skill wouldn't have been enough to save my hide. The realization dawns on me, and so does a plan. Are we going to use the remaining Floction on them? Clenching my teeth, I start to make my way back to the burning carriage. The carriage and its surroundings are no longer burning by the time I arrive. Not that it matters. There are still plenty of embers glowing amidst the ashes, which are more than sufficient for my purpose. The mercenaries are moving along its ruins, pushing and prodding debris as they search for something. Me, probably. No use, chief. She ain't here. Gar. Don't gar me, imbecile. Keep looking. She escaped, didn't she? Cunning weasel. You want to tell the boss that, eh? You fancy telling him we failed? Oh, you guys won't have to tell him at all. Don't worry. No, Chief, that's your duty, ain't it? My duty is to tell him we succeeded, moron. A loud bonk followed by a groan of pain. A groan of pain, not groin, what? So keep looking till you find her stinking corpse. Silence settles over the scene again. After another minute, a man wearing an eye patch strains up with a sigh and declares, I tell you, it's of no use. The girl escaped somehow. Seems so, doesn't it? Gar. A real shame. If she did, she's probably halfway to the capital by now. We'll never lay eyes on her again. That's where you're wrong. Being halfway to the capital by now sounded like a sterling proposition. Unfortunately, I need information, and only they can provide it to me. Oi, she's... Now, how to go about this? If I need information, then I gotta question them. I'm giving you scum one and only one chance to live, and I'm still gonna kill them after this. I still want to kill them after this. Who ordered you to attack me? How'd you know I was traveling by this route? How'd you come by with this Floction? The mercenaries stare at me. Their eyes are cold, and the life they once displayed is gone. What the heck? As if on cue, one of them opens his mouth. Then his body jerks and he spins around, hatchet held firmly in his hands, and crushes the skull of the eye patch wearing man beside him. There was no hesitation in his swing, nor remorse to be found in those black, doll-like eyes. Maybe they they have this spell on them that prevents them from saying anything. A frenzy seems to take hold of them. Before long, they all turn on each other, chopping, stabbing, mauling like savages. Stop it! Why are you? But there's no one left to reply. Not with a scream, not with a groan, not even with a sigh. My head is buzzing and curiously empty. and leaning against the trunk of the tree, fighting down my repulsion that was eager to make itself seen. By who? No one's here except for the animals. At least now. My head rests against the rough bark, and I gaze unseeingly at the cold, hard stars, trying to process what had just happened. Dang, okay. The proud high walls of Fostrak thrust into the azure skies. Its battlement shines, a blinding white in the splendor of the meridian sun. That was a long sentence. I am hurt, hungry, and tired to the bone, yet I cannot help but feel a stir of awe as I take in the breathtaking sight. I nudge my palfrey onto the main thoroughfare, squeezing through the throng of townsfolk and livestock. At this very moment, I should be in the castle, soon to be confirmed by the Lord Regent as tutor to the princess before the estates of the realm. Instead, I look at my tattered, singed clothes and the ragged palfrey I had bought for an exorbitant price at an outlying farmstead this morning and woe with the misfortune. What's a palfrey? Let me look this up. Is that like a former garb? Oh, it's a docile horse used for ordinary riding, especially by women. Oh, you know what's cool? You can't go back like with your mouse wheel to view the history. You have to go to this specifically. Because a lot of visual novels will let you do that, and like it'll also let you like pick different choices through that, but you can't do that, which is cool. Okay. Because of the events that took place the night before, I decided to err on the side of caution and spend most of my time painstakingly covering my trail so not to be caught. At least I've nearly reached the palace now. Soon I shall have a warm bath to wash myself in, hot food to eat, and a soft bed to sleep in. A thrill of delight shivers through me. Soon. But we still have this palfrey in our pocket. You there. Not palfrey, sorry. We still have the fire, like, in our pocket, like the falchion. You there, stop. An officious looking palace guard in ridiculous urinate armor is blocking the road. He glares at me and wags his spear in front of my nose. What do you think you're doing, vagrant? I'm on my way to the palace? Oh, she's on her way to the palace, boys. Squinting his eyes, he proceeds to shriek with laughter. The two other palace guards behind him let out a titter, and one of them makes a rude gesture at me with his hand. The palace, street rat, only admits people of quality. Be so good as to scamper back into the sewer from which you came before I skewer you. Oh my gosh. You're so mean. I feel like I'm about to enter Baldur's Gate. Pardon me, you're making a big mistake here. I am here to serve as a tutor to the princess by instruction of His Excellency the Lord Regent. Ha! And I am the High Queen of Carcosa, here to join the late King's harem. This witticism provoked another shrill outburst of merriment. I can already feel my patience rapidly wearing thin. My lips pursed on instinct. While trying to be civil, I could never glare at the guard. Despite never having been awarded a patent of nobility, never having sought for one, my house is still recognized among the ranks of aristocracy. And as a representative of the council, I do not have to stand here and bear this idiocy. Yeah. I have been ambushed by assassins. My carriage was destroyed and my escort was killed. I myself barely escaped the slaughter. So it's not sewers you came from the asylum. I am neither insane nor lying. Did she have, like, ID or something? No? Then I suppose I'd better let you pass, hadn't I? He moves a step aside, but stops mid-motion as if remembering something. Oh, you're said to be the princess tutor, as I recall. You recall correctly. Then you won't have no doubt have... Do we? Oh, damn, no! Oh, what an awful, utterly unexpected surprise. The letter was in the carriage, but... Get out of my sight before I get you like a hog, imbecile. How dare you? I warn you not to take liberties. You warned me? You warned me? Do you know who I am, maggot bitch? You know who I am? Do you know who my father is? I can whip you like a cur in the street. I can make you lick dirt from my boots. I can cut you to pieces and feed you in my house and no one will so much as blink, so don't you dare warn me. I mean, they'll be like, hey, like, does anyone know where this girl is? And you'll be like there'll be like missing posters around the city for me. And you'll be like, oh, wait, that does look like that one girl that, like, you know, I made her lick the dirt off my shoes. Like, bro. You unspeakable lowlife. The tip of his spear taunts me as it wavers and glints. Suddenly the guard freezes, his mouth snaps shut, and he steps into a salute. Is something the matter, Hagen? Oh, is that one a princess? Ooh! A young man makes his way up beside me with a small smile resting about his lips. The first thing that strikes me about him are his eyes. Beautiful and almond-shaped, they peer out into the world from under carefully hooded lids. Ooh, I need to turn this music up. This is actually... I like this. I like this song. It's calm. Staring keen and guarded, those eyes take in everything and give nothing out in return. Is this the youngest, then? Like, Aurelius? If I remember correctly. His dark cape rustles with every elegant move, and the sound of something small and sonorous follows him. Eventually, I notice it coming from his golden earrings. A suspicious character is attempting to enter the palace, and I'm trying to chase her away. A suspicious character? Surely there must have been some misunderstanding. Pardon me, I don't believe I have the honor. I am Valentine of House Rosencreutz, coming to receive my appointment as royal tutor from His Excellency the Lord Regent of Eskia. Even as I confidently say this, I feel my heart sinking. The young nobleman seems both friendly and influential, but there is no reason why he would be any more likely to believe these words from a haggard, disreputable-looking stranger like me than the palace guard. Against all odds, the youth merely inclines his head slightly. It's a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Please, allow me to introduce my brothers. He half turns and makes a graceful... Oh! So they're already there. Graceful motion with his hand, and for the first time I notice two youths standing behind him. This is Nazir. One of them looks up, running his fingers through his hair behind his ear, and meets my eyes with a playful wink with his braids sliding over his cape ever so slightly. How do you do? Oh, y'all might already know who I'm going for. Y'all might already know. It's him. Can you guys see my mouse? Yeah, it's him. And this is Aurelius. Is he gonna say anything to us? I take a glance at the nobleman's other companion. Beautiful dark hair gracefully falls to his hips. Oh, wait a minute. Can I explode this dialogue screen so I can see it? I see right here. Highlighting the fairest complexion I've ever laid eyes on. In short, he is striking, but in the most ethereal and haunting sense of the word. A pawn. Okay, that's what she said. Not on. A pawn. Aurelius holds my gaze for half a second, then glances away, the impenetrable expression on his face unchanged. I am Siren, a prince of a fair Eskia like my brothers, before you and very much at your service. He lowers his head in a courtly bow, not entirely devoid of irony as realization dawns upon me. So this was Siren. Yeah, it's Siren saying that. They're the princes. Yes. Yeah, who cares about the guy at this point, to be honest? In a flash, I slip off the palfrey, dropping on one knee before the prince. Your Highnesses! Long, delicate fingers touch my shoulders, lifting me to my feet. Oh, however, they leave me long before I can even recall their touch. There is no need to kneel, my lady. After all, you are to be our tutor. We're the ones who ought to be showing you respect. Is anyone gonna comment on like my ill-fitted garb? Like, I do look kind of dusty right now. I do look kind of dusty. Your Highness, you don't seriously believe the ramblings of this character? But I do. Can you not see these, Hagrid? Prince Siren inclines his head ever so slightly in the direction of my neck. Oh, the marks. Understanding his intentions, I loosen my collar, but revealing the petal markings. The little eyes of the palace guard squint again, his lips working silently. These petal birthmarks are the birthright of every Rosencreutz and are a symbol of their unique gift, their affinity for all 6 elements of magic. This lady is indeed the royal tutor, and our uncle, the regent, most anxiously desires to meet her. But, Your Highness, she hasn't got the letter of... I vouch for her. In his response, there resides the faintest hint of steel within his silky, smooth voice. Ooh, oh my gosh. The palace guard blanches, even though Prince Siren's external demeanor does not alter. Lowering his head, he obediently stands aside. Siren turns to me with a gentle smile. This way, my lady, if you will allow me. I gotta find, like, voices for the princes. Like, Nazir's obviously, like, playboy, and Aurelius is like, get away from me. Like, and then Siren's like, I feel like Siren's, like, pretty calm, so that's what I have to go off of so far. I smile back, and falling into step along with the princess, the prince, rather, finally walk under the towering arch gates and into the great sprawling paths of Fostras. Fostras? I don't know. Okay, so I have these guys in my thing now. I don't wanna 1920. Ooh, wait, there's okay, interesting, okay. I don't want to spoil myself on like their powers or anything like that, so I'm not gonna look at this all that much. Prince Saren takes me past the garden forecourt into a sumptuously appointed antechamber within one of the palace's wings. I hope you will forgive poor Hagen. He is new to this shop and clearly requires a great deal more, manners, self-preservation, intelligence, pedigree. Polish? Just so, polish. Here's hoping poor Hagrid makes it quickly, and before he challenges another Rosencrantz or some nobility that are less gracious about letting him walk after crossing them. I am afraid I must now take my leave. There are preparations I have to make for the state dinner, so the palace staff will attend to all your needs from this point on today. Do we have any like cool palace staff that like we can depend on? I'm hoping. That's usually how like that's usually what happens in the stories, you know. Usually. Thank you so much for helping me, Your Highness. It was my pleasure. He nods politely and leaves the antechamber. The moment he steps outside, a dozen maidservants and butlers stream into the room as if summoned out of thin air. Truly, my thanks for your assistance cannot be fully articulated into words, Saren. I am the thought of gratitude after the good princess, and pretty maid in a frilly dress leads me gently by the arm, to which she assures me will be the fanciest bath I have ever seen in my life. The remainder of the afternoon passes in an indistinct blur. I am conducted into a luxurious bath of scented soap and multicolored bubbles, where I, at last, wash off the ashes and blood in steaming hot water. When I step out of the bath, my clothes are neatly laid out on a bed, crisp and clean, next to a large white towel, still warm with the sun. A maidservant enters the chamber the moment I finish dressing, carrying a tray laden with pastries, fruits, and piping hot tea. Wow, we're getting the princess treatment! I love this! As I sit on a fur-lined couch, nibbling a buttery scone and savoring the rich herbal aroma left by the scalding tea, the nightmarish events of the previous night seem to disappear. Bro, how are we gonna tell like the guards' families, like, yo, your husbands are dead, like, your sons are dead, your brothers are dead, like, bro, how are we gonna tell them? But the respite does not last long. Or, well, not the bird, like, also, like, just like your family members are dead, because the guards have to be all male. A somber butler in an immaculate black suit soon glides into the room and announces in a funereal tone that the evening's state dinner in honor of the High Council is about to begin.